So, hello everyone. Welcome to all of you in my lecture today. Okay, today I'm going to deliver my lecture on the process dynamics and control on the topic of the transportation lag. Okay, so without wasting our time, let us try to discuss our topic. Okay, so if you want to define the transportation lag, okay, I am going to teach you with the help of a basic example. Try to understand. Okay, what is the actual significance of transportation lag in our daily day-to-day life. Just try to understand. Okay, if you have started traveling from Kashmir to Kanyakumari first distance, and again second distance you are traveling from Delhi to Kanpur. Okay, try to understand when you are traveling your distance from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, your destination is Kanyakumari. Now, understand what's happening there. If you are traveling a longer distance, then there may be such probability to reach your destination late. With respect to, if you are traveling a shorter distance, okay, in that condition, you can reach your destination with this on time as compared to the longer distance. Okay, so if you will see in the actual practice, if a fluid is transported from one point to another point with the in the pipeline, what will happen in this types of scenario. The term transportation lag or delay time or time delay that will come, okay, in the significance. Okay, now understand if how where the transportation lag term can be used. Okay, if you will see, then the main process may involve the transportation of fluid over longer distance, or include phenomena with long incubation period. Okay, if you have seen the movie, okay, Interstellar, then there you can understand the actual significance of the dilation, time dilation. Okay, that's also a time transportation. You can understand that's also a delay time or time lag. Okay, the same thing that we are going to study here, but in the different way. Here we have to study these things in our process, because we people will be working as a design engineer, as a process engineer, and as a process engineer in the system or in the control system, how we will feel the transportation lag, and in which way we will be using that thing. Okay, second point is that if you will see, if the measuring device may require a longer period of time for for computing and sampling of the analysis of the measured output, it may be possible your the measuring device respond very slow. In that condition, there may be transportation lag, means whatever the input you are giving, you will be getting your output after a certain time. Okay, there will be a lag of the time. That's the same thing that I want to discuss here, that will come in the transportation lag. Third thing is that it may be possible in your process, your final control element that won't be responding on the at very punctually, that may take your result very delay. That's why in that condition also the term transportation lag will come. Now understand my dear student, as far as my experience is concerned in industry, if you will see, I am going to let you give some my experience thing, that I have worked in Vedanta Limited and Power Limited. Okay, there what I was working as a process engineer. There what I have felt, there was a system in the controller that in that condition what we used to do, we were giving a step input in the voltage. Okay, but what had happening, if we have given 2 volt of a step input in the voltage, the voltage actually seen, we can see, or you can see the whatever the input you are giving, you will get the response of the system after a particular time. Okay, it has taken, I mean, means you can understand, you have to wait to get your output response. Okay, so there was a lack of input and output. Okay, that's the term, that the actual in that was the transportation lag. Okay, so if you will be working in the industry, then definitely you will be getting these types of term frequently, because as a design engineer you have to understand these things first. Second thing is that, my dear student, understand how we used to, I think already I have given the brief discussion about the transportation lag in our process and in our day-to-day life. First, second thing is that, understand one thing, how we will calculate the transfer function of transportation lag, because in our GATE syllabus they will be asking the question on the transfer function. Just try to understand, my dear student, this is a pipe and the fluid is flowing from here to here. Okay, first thing. Second thing is that, if the length of pipe that I am going to assume is L, and if the area of cross section of pipe, that is I am going to assume is A. Okay, understand one thing. So if you will calculate the volume of pipe, that is equals to area into length. First thing. I think it's very clear. It's totally mathematical thing, geometry. Now, if fluid which is going to enter having a volumetric flow rate of V naught, understand one thing. Now, understand if you are giving a step input, I am just considering here a step input. Okay, you can take any input. Okay, but I am here considering a step input because it's very easy to understand. If you are giving a step input at x is t is equals to 0, that is xt. Now, after a time t tau, what will you see here? You will be getting a output, the same output, but after a time t is equals to tau. T is equals to tau means you can see here there is a delay of tau time. There is a delay of tau time between the input and output. Here I am going to consider this is input, our input, and this is our output. This is our output. Now understand one thing, what is happening, this is the time lag, that is called as the time delay or delay time. Okay, that I have denoted by tau. So I am writing tau, that is equals to delay time. Some book can write that is time lag, so you don't have to be confused. Time lag, that is equals to, my dear student, V upon V naught, that is equals to volume of fluid or volume upon volumetric flow rate. I think this things is very clear to all of you. If you have studied, chemical reaction engineering, there will be used to calculate the space time or the residence time for our CSTR or PFR. The same thing that used to come volume upon volumetric flow rate. Okay. Now understand one thing. What's happening here? What we can see here, you will see that is the response YT. YT, that you will see X t minus of tau. The actual significance is you are getting a response yt after a time t. That is the same thing. Now understand one thing, my dear student, what you have to do, taking Laplace. So taking Laplace, what will you see? Here you can see ys. I am all the thing that I am writing in the form of deviation variable. Okay, first thing. Second thing is that I have taken a steady state value is 0. Okay, that's my own, that my way to teach. Okay, anything that can be given, if you are if the examiner is going to give you the steady state value, then you can substitute, but I am going to write the steady state value is 0, that I can simplify the equation, because our main aim to calculate the transfer function. After that I will teach you everything in the numerical whenever I will teach you the numerical. Okay, so here you can see e की power minus of tau s into xs. So from here you can get ys upon xs, that is equals to e की power minus of tau s. Okay, e की power minus of tau s. So my dear student, this is the thing that that is more important here, that, and this is called as the transfer function. This is our output and this is our input, and e की power minus tau s. Okay, now this is the thing that we have calculated. Now we have calculated our transfer function for our transportation lag. Okay, that is gs, and gs, that is equals to, my dear student, ys upon xs, and that is equals to e की power minus of tau s. That's the main formula that you have to remember. Okay, I think. Now if you have remembered this thing, my dear student, understand one thing, there is a term tau here. Okay, now which types of question will come, that I am going to tell you here. So before going to discuss that thing, first of all I am going to discuss the frequency response for the transportation lag process. Frequency response, first thing. Second thing, that try to understand how will you calculate. First is phase angle. Phase angle phi for transportation lag. So you can calculate phi equals to, you can calculate minus of tau multiplied with omega. Omega is frequency into 180 degree upon pi. Okay, this will be in the degree. This is in degree. First thing. Okay. Now second thing is that Now, if you will see that phi is directly proportional to omega. If you will see from here, if phi will increase, if omega will increase, then phi will decrease in the negative form. Okay. So here you can see, my dear student, if this is, your 0 degree, and if this is omega, then this will be like that. So this is the our phi. From here you can see pi by 4. Here you can see pi by 2. Here you can see minus pi. So this will be the graph of our phase angle. That's more important. First thing. Second thing is that, my dear student, second is the amplitude ratio. So if you will see the amplitude ratio for this particular process, first of all, if you have calculated the transfer function here, now if you will be giving a sinusoidal input, sine omega t, if the input is our sinusoidal, then these types of graph you will see. Already we have studied, we used to study our frequency response in our GATE syllabus, that is based on the sinusoidal input. After that we used to calculate the frequency response. So everything what I am calculating here, the input is sinusoidal input sine omega t, where omega is the crossover frequency. Oh, sorry, frequency. Okay. Amplitude ratio for our time delay process is used to be 1. That you have to remember. So if you will draw the graph for the amplitude ratio, okay, so the graph for the amplitude ratio, you can see, my dear student, amplitude ratio, that is equals to 1. Amplitude ratio you will be getting 1. So here this is omega first. Second thing is that, means amplitude ratio for the process having time delay is not going to only time delay. I am not talking about the first order plus time delay, second order plus time delay. There may be process in which you will get first order plus time delay, second order plus time delay. Okay, but I am writing only, I am teaching only solely about the time delay process. Okay, nothing else. So the only, if there is only time delay process, then amplitude ratio will be equals to 1. There is no any dependency of amplitude ratio on the frequency, only phase angle is gonna be changed. First thing. Second thing is that, my dear student, what is happening, major concern is that if time delay will increase, just try to understand what I have told you. If you are traveling from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, if your duration of time or duration of, if you are reaching your destination late, then what is the effect? What will be the consequence of that particular delay? Okay, that's also, that we have to study in the process also. If there is any process in any industry, and your process is lagging sometime between the input and output, then definitely there must be some consequences, that must be some adverse effect that is going to affect your process, and that we know, we should know at least. Okay. so I am writing here effect of time delay. No, effect of effect of time delay on process. It's a very important topic, my dear student. Again, I am repeatedly telling you, it's a very important topic. In objective question, gate can be asked. First is the crossover frequency decreases. The crossover frequency decreases, or you can write it omega pc will decrease. Okay, first. Second point you can write from here, the ultimate gain, of the process decreases. It's a very important topic, my dear student. Again, I am repeatedly telling you, because gate can ask these types of question on the, on single correct answer, or in 1 marks question. It's a very important topic that I have written both that point here. Okay, first understand, crossover frequency decreases means if your time delay, if means you can write tau d, generally I am writing here time delay, that is inversely proportional to omega pc first, and second tau d, that is inversely proportional to 1 upon kc or kc. This is the thing that I have written in the sentence form in the above. Okay, understand why. If time delay is increasing, then omega crossover frequency decreases. Means phase crossover frequency decreases. Then your system becomes very sensitive. If a small amount of frequency input that is going to enter into the system, means your if you are going to insert a sinusoidal input. Okay, for second thing is that if the input sinusoidal input having very low frequency, that will means our system becomes very sensitive about our input having a very less amount of frequency or very less magnitude of the crossover frequency. For second thing is that if tau d will increase, then our system becomes very sensitive and our gain will decreases. Means understand how is it's going to affect. Understand one thing, I am going to let you understand with the help of a graph, then it will be very easy to understand. Understand one thing. This is phi and this is omega. So how we will calculate phi? First try to understand omega PC phase crossover frequency. If phi is equals to 180 degree, means minus 180 degree. If phi is equals to minus 180 degree, omega is equals to omega PC. Okay, you can calculate from here. So here if this is minus 180 degree, then here you will be getting omega 1. I am writing omega 1, omega 2, omega 3, omega 2, and here this is omega 3. First, second thing is that I have to correlate these things with the help of our time delay. Okay, now here I am writing each is tau 1. Okay, this is tau 2 and this is tau 3. What I have told you here, if you will go from this direction to this direction, omega is increased, then definitely tau will decrease. So if you will go from tau 1 to tau 2 to tau 3, then tau is decreasing. Okay, so from here, from this graph you can write, okay, tau 1 is greater than tau 2 is greater than tau 3. Okay, tau 1 is greater than tau 2 is greater than tau 3 from this particular graph. I think it's very clear to all of you, my dear student. Now second topic, that what I have told you, that if time delay will increase, or then our overall ultimate gain of our system decreases. Means it is amplitude ratio versus omega. Okay, if we will calculate, okay, so how will we calculate these things that you can see from here. Now understand one thing, if this is kc1, if this is kc2, and if this is kc3. First, second thing is that, idea student, if if amplitude ratio is equals to 1, then what will we calculate? The omega that we have calculated, that is equals to the gain crossover frequency. Here this is omega 1, this is omega 2, and this is omega 3. First, second thing is that here you can see from this direction to this direction omega is increasing, from this direction to this direction omega is increasing, and if omega is increasing, then definitely tau d will decreasing, and tau d will decrease, then kc will increase also. So if you will see from here to here, kc3 is greater than kc2 is greater than kc3, and if I have calculated it tau 1, tau 2, tau 3 here, then you can say tau 1 is greater than tau 2 is greater than tau 3, and here omega 3 is greater than omega 2 is greater than omega 1. So these three conclusion that we can get from this particular graph. Okay, so I am going to summarize all the topic that I have taught you right now. Only what I have seen here, there is two major effect, that if time delay is going to increase in our system, then there is two adverse effect that is going to create in the system. That is, two things will decrease. First is phase crossover frequency will decrease, and our system becomes very sensitive about very small frequency input. Second, our ultimate gain of the system will decrease. So this was the topic based on the transportation lag. Okay, so I think it's hope so I have I have taught you in very well all these things in the very concise way here right now, and thoroughly I have taught all the things that is related to the time delay process or transportation lag process. Okay, in the next lecture I will be discussing some numerical on this topic, and I will be correlating these topics with the first order and second order process also. Okay, so thanks to all of you, okay, for this lecture.